East Podcast, WATP.
It's a show hosted by Amy Poehler, and they just had their very first ever live show in a theater. And this show's a big deal. They have, on YouTube, 507,000 subscribers. And these videos, they do various numbers, but when she has ex-SNL cast members on, they do very well. For example, recently she had Kristen Wiig on, 992,000 views on that video. Wow. Kate McKinnon, 636,000 views on that video. And so people are paying attention to Good Hang with Amy Poehler. We know that Opie was throwing a fit about it the other day.
I know.
Because she was nominated for an award.
Okay. Well, he can't help being just showing that jealousy on everyone who is near a microphone.
It's funny because I have some Howard Stern clips coming up where Howard also is not happy about Amy Poehler being nominated.
But you fucking idiot.
For this.
How did Brian Callen do?
It's funny because Howard actually plays some of the Brian Callen stuff too. Yeah. So I thought this was in the zeitgeist right now. Amy Poehler and the fact that they're doing their first ever live show in a theater, and their guest is Sebastian Maniscalco. So that's a big get for them, I would imagine. And I want to show you how this starts off. So it's all going to be live. You're going to be able to see it on screen, but it starts off, it's just you hear the voiceover of Amy introducing the show to the audience that's there. And it's very high energy, but I don't know that Amy's prepared. She doesn't seem like she even knows what she's going to say to start the show off.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How you doing? Welcome, everyone, to the first ever live Good Hang in person, not in studio, in the theater, whatever we're doing.
Nailed it.
Oh, God damn.
It's like, that's the first things out of your mouth. You had no idea what you were going to say. It's kind of surprising.
That sounded like the high school assembly that you didn't want to go to.
Yeah, pep rally or something. Yeah. Hey, we're going to beat the rivals this weekend.
Three people clapping near the mic.
Right.
And then it's just,
So I think she was backstage when she was yelling that out, which is why we don't see the stage yet.
Okay.
And so she's getting everyone psyched up. She's telling people to put their cell phones away and stuff. And then she introduces the musical act that's there with them. And Eric, I thought you were pretty excited about this. Amy brings on the woman who sings her theme song to the podcast. And I could tell Chris was like, holy shit, Amy Miles is there in person? Yes, calm down. We're going to get introduced to Amy Miles.
We're very, very thrilled that you can be here. And we're also very excited because we have a small treat for you before we get into our interview. This is a woman who I have known for 30 years and who used to sing. I used to sing backup with her back in the day in New York City. And she is responsible for the Good Hang theme song.
Oh, okay.
And she's going to play a few songs for you along with her friend Chris Anderson. Give it up for Amy Miles, everybody! Amy Miles! 1, 2, 3, clap.
I have to say that when you're like, all right, first we're going to bring up a musical performer. Now, I've known this person for 30 years. Already you're saying like, listen, guys, this is an old friend of mine. Can you just be cool? Like, this is going to be great, but like, I've known this person for a really long time, so everyone can just be polite.
Everything about this is as clunky as the very first Where These Podcasts show live.
Yes.
Oh my God. Talk about issues right off the go. And they had the luxury of editing it though. And this is the best that they can do. And you can hear all the crappy edits and hey, clap. And it sounded like Chad Zumach. And
yeah, there's some weird edits in it. I have one specifically that I'm shocked by. But you're right, Eric. There's a lot of nervous energy. It seems like Amy Poehler's never performed before, and I know that she has. I've seen her on the TV.
I'm really surprised by this.
I know. It's shocking.
It's actually, if you think about it, pretty good to know that someone who is a performer is absolutely shitty at this, and you all have managed to figure this out in short. You're much better than Amy Poehler at this.
That's why I brought Eric on. All right. Thanks so much for coming on, buddy. It was really great to see you. Have an awesome rest of your weekend.
That's our show.
Yes, this is what you need, this type of affirmation after what happened with the steel toe vindication.
What do you mean? I don't. Was there a show yesterday?
Yeah, I don't know. I thought I heard something.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. Yeah, I wasn't there. I don't know about that. So, actually, I have Ava talking to John about that coming up later on. We'll get into the hot takes that are happening. So, this is now Amy Miles is going to introduce Amy Poehler. And when the theme song is over, bring her up.
All I ever wanted was a really good hang.
Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Amy Poehler! Hey! Hello! Amy Miles!
Horrible.
Woohoo! Hello! Amy Miles, Chris Anderson, give it up one more time.
It's enough. We've given up enough.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the first official live recording of Good Hang. This is the first time we've done it, and we're really, really happy that you could be here. Thank you so much. Don't worry, I have my lip balm, and we're going to be okay.
Oh, no.
We're gonna record our podcast, and I think there's a few people here tonight that don't know who our guest is. Raise your hand if you don't. Exciting!
Okay, a couple things going on here. First off, we're raising our hands. This is elementary school.
Yeah, fuck this. I'm out.
So
It feels like
bad.
we're all called down to the gymnasium.
Yeah, it's got that feel.
Yes.
It is like a pep rally.
It's very awkward right there.
Yeah, there's a lot going on here, and it's one of the things, and I'm sure we'll get to it, is the amount of time it takes to actually get going on this. It's,
Yep. I
mean,
I have more of this nonsense that drags out at the beginning because Amy's she doesn't know how to start the show. And she acts like this is a novel idea. They're taping a podcast live in front of an audience. 10 years ago, you'd be like, oh, wow, they're doing a live podcast. That's different. Right. That's cool. I mean, we're way past that now. Podcast tour. There's podcasts that just are constantly on tour, just doing live shows all the time. And, we could kill Tony. They're doing Madison Square Garden. And then, meanwhile, Amy comes up here and goes, guys, this is really exciting. We're going to be taping our podcast. Yeah. That's why we showed up. We know. We got it. Very good. So this is more of the nonsense.
Well, we're gonna record our podcast. What if I just never told you? No, but we're very, very grateful that you are here tonight.
By the way, that's a crutch that Amy has. Very, very.
Yeah.
She's very, very excited. They're very, very grateful that everybody's here.
We're already here. Get on with it.
These are the kinds of things you say when you're nervous in front of an audience. You don't talk
Christine
like that.
Knowlton.
Right. You don't talk like that normally. It's very odd. This woman has hosted the Golden Globes or something, right? Didn't she host with Tina Fey?
Sure.
What's she doing?
Well, we're gonna record our podcast. What if I just never told you? No, but we're very, very grateful that you are here tonight, and thank you to the Gramercy, and thank you to Walmart for sponsoring us, and thank you to Amy and Chris for their incredible music. And we're very, very excited because our guest tonight, who is going to be on stage, who we're going to dig deep and laugh well with.
When are they gonna get to the fireworks factory?
Just fucking get to it already. What are they doing? I also hate this thing where you have to tell people how great it's going to be.
Yeah.
You don't know that. It might be a dud. You haven't done it yet.
I was reading somewhere, somebody who's smarter than me said that on shows like this, you've got about 8 seconds for people who've never seen or heard your show to actually get them interested in it in some way.
Yeah.
I mean, this goes on for like 18 minutes.
Well, Eric, I have another clip because then she sits down, the band starts playing again. She goes and sits down in her chair, and she's still very excited.
Okay, so, welcome to another episode of Good Hang. Very excited to be doing this live with a band. And thrilled to be here in the Gramercy Theater. And like I said, thank you to Walmart and everybody who sponsored this. And we're very excited to introduce our guest today.
Could you imagine Johnny Carson's Tonight Show if he came out and just like nonstop? We're very excited. We got great guests today. I swear to God, this is going to be great. We're very excited about it. It makes me think she's not excited about it.
Yes.
I thought she was, and then she said it 20 times. I'm like, maybe she's not. Maybe she's trying to convince
I'm
herself.
no longer excited.
Yeah,
and
I
it
don't-
sounds and looks like shit.
Yeah. That sound on there is awful. Sounds like a iPhone microphone.
It is surprising they wouldn't get that better.
I got nervous when I noticed the band was still standing there. I'm like, oh, they're going to play more? Shit.
Yeah. Fortunately, they cut all that out of the
good.
actual podcast itself. We don't have to watch any more of the band, which is good. All right, so now she had a seat. She's very excited for the guests. She brings up the first guest, this guy, Pete Corelli, who I've actually seen do stand-up before. He's a good comic. And he does a podcast with Sebastian. They're friends. They've been doing a podcast for a long time. And the format of Amy's show is that she'll talk to a friend of her main guest first, and a little like, talking behind their back kind of thing. And then when she brings the main guest on, she'll bring up things that the friend said about them. So that's been a format for a while. So that's why she has Pete Corelli coming on. But listen to the ums and uhs. She's so unprepared. This is a shockingly unprofessional introduction.
So we are very excited to introduce a friend of Sebastian's, a fellow stand-up performer, who also is the co-host of the Pete and Sebastian podcast, which has been running now for 12 years and is an amazing podcast. Give it up, everybody, for Pete Corelli.
That's very good. Eric Zane's bored dog. You mean professional. It's not bad.
100%. Vocal pauses. And I do it. I think everybody does it. When you're in the weeds, you're going to you're going to suck. And that's what's happening. She doesn't.
You know what I know this because I've watched the entire episode, but she has a lack of confidence in her podcast. Like I have a feeling people went to her and said, let's do this live. And she was like, I don't know. I don't know if this is the kind of show you want to do live.
Makes me all breathy.
In front of an audience. And I'll tell you, I don't think this is the type of show you should do live in front of an audience because it's an interview show that's trying to be funny.
Right.
And that's very difficult to do. And so they try too hard, as we're going to find out in a lot of instances. But it's easier for a show like Who Are These Podcasts? Because I have my clips and we have our segments and Eric's pulled his segment and Chris has got all this stuff. We can just go up there and go, okay, here's what we're doing next. Whereas Amy has questions and she's trying to make something funny come out of it.
Right.
But they're the worst questions.
But what's interesting is she should know how to prepare. All the things you mentioned here are just spending a few minutes, going over whatever the hell. She could do that. How could she have such a shitty delivery considering her background? And she's not new to this. And she had time. Fuck it. Well, she could have people do it for her.
Yeah, you would think she'd be prepared to introduce the guest. So Pete, he's a comic, and he's been doing comedy for years.
That was better than what she did.
Yeah, I know. I'm pretty good at this. Thanks, Chris. I needed that today.
I know.
All right, so speaking of ass kissing, Amy brings her first guest up, and the guest has to start kissing Amy's ass. And I think he recognizes that she needs a little boost right here.
Amy was a little nervous backstage. She's never done a live cast before. I go, you're the best host of the Golden Globes that ever lived. This is a hiccup. Are you kidding? Come on.
Pete, if the people in the audience aren't famous, then I don't know what to do. It's weird. I just don't recognize any faces, and it throws me off.
Not that funny.
All right, not a bad recovery from Amy.
Yeah, and he is helping. He's laughing at everything she says. It's
Yeah, he's a pro. And it was interesting that he said she was really nervous backstage. I was like, oh, I think she was. Oh, yeah. Which, again, I'm really surprised by. She's been on national television, especially Saturday Night Live, which is a live show in front of an audience. So that would be pretty nerve-wracking. You'd probably get over that pretty quick, right?
Yeah.
This is a taped podcast in front of a smaller audience, or maybe the same size audience as SNL. I don't know. Doesn't seem like it'd be that difficult. All right, whatever with Pete Corelli. Let's get on to Sebastian Maniscalco. Let's hear about some of the hilarious questions that Amy has prepared. They both have lived in Chicago. Sebastian grew up there. Amy moved there to perform at Second City. So they're going to talk about the restaurants they would go to and the clubs they would go to. And I don't know if you know this, but Sebastian Maniscalco is Italian. Mm-hmm. So he knows a lot about Italian cuisine.
Oh.
Okay.
And so Amy was a server at an Italian restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think this is one of the first prepared jokes that she had.
Did you ever go to a restaurant called Carlucci's?
I have, yeah.
Okay, I used to be a waiter there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it was I was thinking about our prep for today, and for people that don't know, Sebastian's dad was a Sicilian immigrant, is a Sicilian immigrant, and Carlucci's was the first time I learned about Italian fine dining in any way. Like, I didn't know anything about it. Antipasti and semifreddo and breadsticks.
Oh.
Chris, you worked at a fancy Italian restaurant for a long time.
Yes.
I didn't see you laughing over there.
Oh, it's a pretty bad joke.
Oh, yeah, you didn't think that breadsticks was a good punchline?
No, actually, it wasn't the worst joke. It was the follow-up to it. It wasn't that fucking funny.
Yeah, I know. A lot of the things that Amy says she cracks up at, and I think it's just that nervousness again, where she's just like trying to make it so like, this is entertaining, right? Everyone's having a lot of fun and laughing a lot. And this audience is full of the biggest losers on the planet.
I could tell Walmart got a huge pop at the beginning.
Oh, yeah. Fucking Walmart. They're there 3 times a day. Love that place.
Could it be they're actually Walmart employees that are there to watch this? A crowd full of
Because
mutants.
then they'd be booing.
It's a convention.
It'd be grunting.
Right.
Have you gotten to the part where, because I noticed the uninteresting nature of the questions. Did you, because it's remarkable to me because on some of these, I noticed that there were setups. Like these two had discussed or figured out setups so that she would say something. Sebastian would then kind of go off on a semi-funny thing or whatever. And then it's like, no, other things aren't. Like when she said, yeah, what's the coldest day in Chicago? Or, I mean, she's asking questions like that about very specific, who cares elements of living in the community.
Sebastian even, I didn't pull the clip because it was boring, but Sebastian even says, he goes, I don't know, I know it gets really cold there, but you grow up there, it's not like we're worried about it.
Why the hell would she? I mean, that's like the Chris Farley bit with Paul McCartney.
Right. I guess she was trying to relate to him early on, like we both lived in Chicago, but she was finding the wrong things to relate on.
I think, shut up.
Well, they also both relate on lip balm. Now, this lip balm that she introduced at the beginning there, got a little bit of a pop, is because that's a sponsor to the regular program. So I guess she talks about that a lot. And this leads to a very awkward transition.
You're reminding me, everybody who has lip balm, let's take a lip balm break while we, just for a second.
No.
Because it's too much, right? It's so dry out. It's too much. Okay. So, you've talked.
Dude, all that time to think what you're going to say next as you're applying your lip balm there, Amy.
And we've talked that it looks like shit and it sounds like shit, but I think it really looks like shit. What a bizarre, washed thing. Was there no one there with technical expertise
to
white
help balancing
them
is off
with
for
that?
Sure.
She looks, like in Poltergeist when Carol Ann died and the fucking grandma brought her back.
Yeah, it's like she's glowing.
Opie, is that you?
So then they start talking about how they both have had experience being servers in LA at restaurants. And so this gets them off on some funny experiences that we can all relate to. I want you to notice how hard Amy's laughing at this thing that's not funny or interesting.
Do you like when a server, this happens a lot in LA where you live, where we both live, where someone will duck down and get the same level as you? Oh. I don't like that. You know what I'm talking about?
Like they're right here?
Yeah, they get right there. They get in real close.
Again, I think Amy Poehler's a funny person. I like Amy Poehler. Yeah. But what is she cracking herself up about right there?
Because people have to bend down to hear you at restaurants, Carl. I mean, that's
isn't that amazing?
Hysterical.
Yeah, they get down at eye level with you and talk to you about what's on the menu.
Sebastian trying his best to yes and with I hate that so much. I hate that.
There's one thing Sebastian can do. He can sell it. He can sell a premise. So he's good at that.
I hate that so much. And then he'll do a pirouette, spin around,
do a split,
dance, fancy leg kick.
Ta-da! And that's our server crouches down bit. Thank you, everybody.
Italians are almost as unfunny as women.
Oof. You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
He's doing this Vinny Bommarino act. Shut up, fucking idiot.
So there's some good-natured ribbing going on in the show as well. And that's when we get into the corniest of corny jokes.
But it does feel like you are still in it. You have little kids.
Yes.
And one could argue you're a little old for that.
Okay, that's funny.
So he's just looking around the room like, what? I'm too old for having young kids. What are we doing?
In my opinion, the first decent well thought little moment. I'll give her credit. All right, one
It got
brief
the audience
little thing.
It got the audience laughing, but it shows you what the audience is into because that's just super corny.
Right. That's a C, but you got to follow it up with some big hitters, and you haven't. That's the best you're going to do.
Oh, I disagree.
Oh,
I'm going to show you what they follow that up with. And watch how hard Amy laughs at this, Eric, which is proof that obviously this worked really well.
I'm 52 and I have a 6-year-old son, so that's a
Yeah.
Okay, don't relax.
See, it's just not how they would normally behave.
Right.
The audience makes the show very weird.
Mm-hmm.
And I noticed that. These two could be having this conversation, and they would not have had a laugh break for I'm 52 and my son's 6.
I mean, at the WATP shows, when the audience laughs too hard, we usually just tell them to shut up.
Yes.
Just
And
shut
then
the
it gets
fuck
more
up.
laughs.
That's producer Chris's job, actually. Hey, guys, we got to get out of here in a couple hours.
Shut up,
My
loser.
favorite part of the job.
Yes.
But actually,
have
I
that.
think people would still laugh without her looking at the crowd saying,
Yeah.
am I right?
That's what I mean. She's
They can still
selling
have the
it.
interview.
She's selling it so hard, but I think there's also just a nervousness that
Oh,
she
totally.
wants it to work so badly. So she's just like, this is great.
Just
isn't
let it work.
The greatest thing ever. So this clip right here, she brings up that I think he brings up that they were in a movie together called The House. And he was just in a quick little clip. He wasn't even famous back then, but he was like, they had this casino in a house. And so he was performing stand-up in like a living room. And there's like one audience member and he's flopping all around the floor because that's what he does. It's kind of a funny little quick scene in a movie. So he brings up that they were in this movie together. And Amy is laughing so hard at this. Oh, I'm sorry. This is the one where Amy is stuttering. She doesn't know what to do because she didn't prepare this conversation. She didn't have this in her notes. She doesn't know where to go with this.
I mean, I feel like I remember that time, and also, you had been performing for a while.
Whoa!
Son of a gun.
There was panic going on in her mind right there. She's like, oh shit, I was prepared to talk about this. She doesn't remember him being on that movie set because she was a star and he was just there for a day doing that thing.
Up.
They never even met. And
There's a lot going on, and she's not focusing on him. She's bouncing stuff off the audience. She needs to worry just about him only.
Right.
And just
Yes.
one question, his answer leads to another question. That's it. This is
You're
so
right.
basic.
That is what she's doing wrong. She's looking around the room. She's trying to see if things are working or not. So just have a conversation with the person you're interviewing and let it work itself out. People are there to like it too. It's not like people are going to show up to see this Amy Poehler thing. This podcast is very successful. They got lots of viewers. It's not like people are going to show up and just be like, oh, I want to hate this. I'm going to heckle this so hard.
And they're not going to leave. So
Yeah. It's just an hour long. They're going to hang out.
let it
Relax.
go.
Relax. Apparently, Sebastian has a movie coming out that he wrote that's based on his father, who's a Sicilian immigrant. And Robert De Niro is playing Sebastian Maniscalco's father in the movie.
And can you tell everybody how, I mean, I'm sure you've answered this question before, but it's pretty awesome to work with Robert De Niro, I imagine.
I was
What was that
very nervous. Basically wrote a movie, never thought it would get, you write these things, you never think they're going to do anything. But this one got picked up into De Niro's hands. He loved it, wanted to read it out loud here in New York City with a bunch of actors. So we read it out loud at a table.
Wow.
He read it out loud at the table.
is there a name for that?
Like a table
You know,
read? Yeah.
like every movie that has been made. If only we could have that happen more often. And he worked with him, I think. In
The Irishman.
Yeah. Well, the other thing, too, is she goes, what was it like working with Robert De Niro? He did not answer that question. De Niro stinks. I'm sorry to break this, everyone. He's a bitter, hateful, dumb asshole.
Oh,
who's
you mean like
ruined
his
legacy.
personality?
Yeah, his personality's garbage.
Okay, yeah.
No one wants to spend a second hanging out with Robert De Niro. He's an asshole.
I've heard that too.
But also, can you believe that Robert De Niro is in a movie that you wrote? I mean, that would have been cool 25 years ago. That would have been fucking killer. But since then, we've had Dirty Grandpa and Little Fockers. So, yeah, not so much anymore. Not that big of a deal.
I think half the country hates him, or actually more than.
Yeah. Yeah, he's definitely polarizing at this point with his stupid political takes. So, Sebastian, of course, is a physical comedian, they call it.
That's
He likes to jump around, like you said, do the pirouettes and all that kind of stuff. So this is a very long question. Listen to this question and tell me what the fuck is going on here.
But I do want to talk about you on stage, because I love watching you perform, because as we talked about earlier, you are physical, and a lot of people on stage kind of like neck down are disconnected from their body when they're telling jokes. They're like telling it from their head, and you really do tell it from your body. Use your whole body when you perform. Did you always like to move as a kid? Like, are you a physical guy? Like, do you like? I know you like to dance. I've seen you dance a lot. Like,
that's still.
I mean, not to get too, you don't know what I'm talking about.
Oh, edit.
Whoa. So she never landed that plane then?
No.
She never figured that one out.
No. Cut it.
They just cut out whatever. She just rambled off and went off on something, and they're just like, just cut that part out, please. I was
She
really
probably
bad.
started sobbing and had to go in the back for 45 minutes.
I knew I'd fail at this.
All right, we're going to do this again. We're going to do this again. I suck so bad.
Pete comes back out to console her.
You're doing a great job.
But why the fuck? So you're very physical on stage. Did you like to do stuff as a kid that was like moving around and stuff?
Fuck no.
When did you recognize physical comedy was a hit? Anything. You could. This is 6-7 words. Tops.
I know.
Dumb bitch.
Let's listen to that edit again, and then I'm going to play what Sebastian's answer. I guess you could say answer is to that. I guess you could say question.
Oh, I hope it's one word.
Dance. I've seen you dance a lot. Like, do you? I mean, not to get too, you don't know what I'm talking about.
Why would they cut it at, I've seen you dance? Why do they cut it at, I've seen you get, not to get too,
Well, clearly he looked at the crowd
what?
and was like, what the fuck is she talking about?
Yeah.
And when she was going not to get to what? What could possibly be a problem with wherever it is you're
I don't
going?
want to get too technical, but do you like flopping around on the stage a lot? What do
you have epilepsy?
Right. So, yeah, this is Sebastian's answer to whatever that question was. Who knows?
Not to get too, you don't know what I'm talking about.
Well, I do know what you're
feel like
talking.
you shake it out. Come on, everybody knows you shake it out.
I shake it out, but it's not. I don't think it's because I have like an anxiety for anything. My shaking out is a little bit more just for the performance.
Yeah.
I do like to move my hands and be physical and have facial expressions when I'm talking.
Yeah.
Oh, brutal. My God.
Just brutal.
I'm sure there's a lot of interesting things about this guy and what he does. He's one of the bigger touring acts out, but she has hit zero of the interesting buttons when it comes to the time with Sebastian Maniscalco.
Eric, it's about to get way worse. If you thought these questions were bad, this is a doozy. I can't believe this got brought up.
How do you feel about sleep? I always like to talk to people about sleep on Good Hang. What is your sleep routine when you're on the road? And is it different than when you're home?
Wow, is that boring?
Who gives a fuck?
Is there anything more boring than sleeping?
Nothing.
Sounds like a prank or it's
Right, yeah. Especially just like, all right, are there hidden cameras too or something? What's going on? Am I getting set up here?
And they don't really know each other. They indicated that earlier. She indicated that. She goes, I barely know him.
Right.
So this is like the first impression. He is realizing that she's an imbecile right here. Low IQ. That's what he's thinking.
Well, also, it's a show. Like when I watch The View, people will pull clips of The View and they'll say the dumbest shit that is ridiculous. And the whole crowd will applaud. Yeah. And I go, okay, this isn't for me. There are people out there who think this is interesting. Her audience is like, oh, good. She's going to ask about sleep. I think their audience likes this. And Sebastian answers the question. And so we'll learn more about his sleep habits.
But when I'm home, I am starting to go to bed, sadly, after I tuck my kids in.
I love this. Talk to me about the time.
So I'm in bed I'd say about 9 o'clock.
Incredible.
All right?
Sebastian, this is my audience. We love bedtime. We love bedtime.
That's the loudest they get the entire show. I go to bed at 9.
Cheers for sleep. Yeah. Jammy time. Jammy time was with me. Jammy time.
Oh shit! It's 8:30. We should get going.
These people are depressed. They're clinically depressed. If they're applauding going to sleep, oh my God, when the day ends, I fucking love that. Day over? Yes.
One day I won't wake up. Yeah. Like this forever, motherfucker. Yeah.
Not leaving shit to my kids. Whoa. It's crazy. This is the audience that Amy Poehler is curated for herself.
I shouldn't be. I'm tired because I'm old. Fuck you. Jesus.
All right, so now we get into something that I think maybe was pre-planned, like you talked about it, Eric. It seemed like something Sebastian was ready for and had answers to and bits prepared. And so she's talking about, Sebastian's talking about how he lotions up after he showers and then he puts on cologne and he's got a couple cologne jokes ready to go.
And then in the morning, what I've been doing, and this is something maybe you guys should try tomorrow, I've been doing 2 different colognes, one on the front and one on the back. So you get 1 scent coming and 1 scent going. It's a beautiful technique.
Wow.
All right, now he is performing. If you notice, that delivery is so different than when he's speaking like a human being.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
But when he starts to Italian it up, it's so slowed down and pronounced.
Into
That's
the mic.
fucking punchline, yeah.
And one going. And if he had said, yeah, I'm actually trying 2 colognes. I put one in the front, one in the back. That way it's different when I come approach you as it is when I walk past you. He's not getting that same kind of reaction. But wow, he did get
so he knows what he's doing.
He did get a reaction with that one, didn't he? So then they start talking about his pain in his legs, his sciatica. Really exciting stuff that they talk about on this show. And so we start talking about how he deals with that.
I take a ball.
Yeah.
And
tennis ball, lacrosse ball, what kind of ball?
It's like a ball that you would buy to roll out your legs.
Okay.
And I put it right here in my psoas.
Yes.
And
you guys know what that is, right?
Yeah, I feel like this is like a health related section. We're doing sleep, now we're doing sciatica.
We gotta
sleep apnea. We
gotta get all the tips. Okay.
See, even Sebastian recognizes, like, what are we talking about here? Yeah. We're talking about sleep. We're talking about my leg pain. I mean,
the crowd doesn't mind.
They're into it. They're like,
talk about a target-rich environment. These folks, she can do no wrong. He can do no wrong.
Except for they could have done more right. I agree with you, Eric. I doubt if we did a exit interview, I don't think people would be like, oh, that sucked. But at the same time, this could have been so much better.
Right. It could be a learning curve, though, Carl. I mean, first live show, but it is shitty. But I think from the technical aspect, these are all things that could have been worked out. She could have been more prepared. She sounds like a blathering idiot. And you can't disregard the fact that she's asking shitty questions about uninteresting things.
Right. And it's not even close to her first. I get it. It's her first live podcast that she's ever done for Good Hang. It's not even close to her first live show. That's what's so weird about this. I mean, she was on Upright Citizens Brigade, Second City, like we talked about before, over to SNL, been in movies, hosted award shows. This should be really easy for her to pull off. I'm very surprised at how bad she is at this. Now, near the end, they're talking about food and the foods that they eat. And so Sebastian asks Amy what her favorite fruit is. And boy, this is comical.
What's your favorite fruit?
I feel like some kind of like savory, like a chicken curry with mushrooms and rice.
No. Fruit. Did you hear fruit?
Oh, you said fruit?
Yeah, fruit.
You said it like this.
Fruit. What's your favorite fruit?
What's your favorite fruit?
She got it.
What's your favorite fruit? My favorite fruits?
Yeah.
Because you had to be there. See, you missed hers. You thought he said food.
Yeah.
And so she said something that wasn't even close to a fruit. And then everyone was, whoa, what's going on? You misheard that question?
This is the same crowd that thinks it's funny when they break on SNL.
Yes.
They just think it's the funniest shit they've ever seen. Oh my God, they're laughing. I'm going to laugh.
Mm-hmm. This was Jimmy Fallon would do that all the fucking time.
Oh, yeah.
Jimmy Fallon couldn't help himself. He'd always be cracking up. Now that they've misheard this question, we got to go right back to elementary school.
As we wrap up, I guess raise your hand. Are you raise your hand if you'd go fruit over veg? Wow.
Look at that. Look at that.
I can't even see the people up the top.
That's impressive.
The people on the side on the park ride are all veg. Nobody's voting fruit.
Raise your hands if you'd go fruit over vegetables.
Who fucking cares?
Correct, Bonnie. Yes. What are we doing? I mean, the audience participation on the show is bonkers.
I know.
Why even ask these questions?
I just want to
keep them up. I'm counting.
I want to hear one. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Who gives a shit?
Suck a dick.
Why weren't we there with Eric?
God damn it. One of these days. Well, this is her saying goodnight, and definitely vindicated in the right kind of audience being at this show, and Sebastian warmed right up to them.
Unbelievable. Well, you found your audience, Sebastian.
I did. That's my group of people.
Give it up, everybody, for Sebastian Maniscalco. Thank you so much. That was amazing.
Thanks for having me here. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
I don't think he knew it was actually over. And then she goes, thanks. So she's like, okay, yes. Yes, all right. Cool.
He goes running.
Yeah, I'm free. She'd be like Eric Zane when this show ends. We're just see a puff of smoke. Hey, where'd he go?
Do they end it with like a fade? Is there a graphic or slate or anything, or is it just stop?
They do they do the slate graphic thing that they always do on the show. They have a little transitional thing with the claps.
Because I thought for sure it would just like peter out.
It
trail
did.
off.
Oh, no, it certainly did peter out. They started talking about what kind of fruits they liked.
Who are these podcasts? WA